Welcome to Older, Fitter, Wiser, the Art of Aging Well. I am Dr. Moira Fordyce, a medical doctor who for more than 38 years has specialised in the care of older adults and those who help them. I am a geriatrician. The mission of this series is to give useful and reliable information to older adults and their caregivers about health-related issues, function-related issues. My topic today is, it's a balancing act, fall prevention in older adults. Did you know that 1 in 3 older adults living in the community in their own home will fall each year? And the figure is even higher for those living in nursing homes. 2 out of 3 of the people living in nursing homes will fall each year. Now, of all these people who fall, a significant number will injure themselves. And of course, a broken bone is common, but very unpleasant. But in addition to breaking a bone, when someone falls, there can be bruising, bleeding into the tissues of the body, damage to blood vessels and damage to nerves, and even head injury. So, we need to take falls in older adults very seriously indeed. And of course, always, prevention is better than cure. My guest today is going to address this. My guest is Kelly Ward, the fall prevention lady. She is a certified fall-proof balance and mobility instructor. She will tell us more about this in a moment. She is part of the Northern California Fall Prevention Coalition, and she is involved in fall prevention training the trainer programs, and that's a wonderful thing. Like the ripples in a pool, one person is trained, they train a group of others, the others go out and train yet others. So this is a wonderful thing to do. Her contact information is wardkelly@mac.com, telephone number 916-821-5715, or on the web, www.take5toexercise.com, www.thefallpreventionlady.com, www.thefallpreventionlady.blogspot.com. So you have plenty of places you can go for information. I'm really interested in hearing more about Fallproof.
Fallproof is a balance and mobility program that was developed by Dr. Deborah Rose down in Cal State Fullerton. And Fallproof is one of the top 7 balance and mobility programs in the country. And it's proven to really help reduce the risk of falls among older adults who are still living in the community.
That's excellent, because you know there are 2 parts to this. If you can reduce the number of falls, that's wonderful, that's excellent. The next thing is, if you accept that older adults are going to fall, can you train them how to fall without hurting themselves? You know, maybe like a dancer is able to fall or an actor is able to fall.
Well, falls happen so quickly that it's really not recommended that you train somebody how to fall, because every fall is different. And if you're thinking, I'm not supposed to stick my hand out, then the consequence could be terrible.
Yes.
So there are ways, however, to reduce the risk of a fall happening. because there are risk factors that just simply increase the risk of losing your balance.
Yes. Do you want to tell us about them?
Sure. Fall prevention researchers have identified multiple causes for falls.
Yes, they are multifactorial.
Exactly. Some of them happen within the body, and some of them occur out in the environment. So, of course, it's knowing about your environment, home safety checklists.
Making it as safe as you possibly can.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. We've heard the old adage, you know, pick up your throw rugs, keep your night lights on. I mean, these are really, truly helpful situations. Although falls are associated with aging, they're not a normal part of the aging process. There's an underlying cause that could be, you know, causing a person to lose their balance.
Yes. Now, our balance does change with aging.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no question about that. And balance, again, is such an amazing part of our body because we need our vision for balance, we need our hearing, we need our knowledge of where our limbs are in space and what we're doing, our proprioception. There's so much goes into balance and so many things that can go wrong. Would you like to tell us a bit more about balance as we get older and what we can do?
Absolutely. There are several different body systems involved in balance, and what I like to say is it comes down to the senses and muscles. It's muscles and senses. We have a musculoskeletal system, which unfortunately with the declines with the aging process.
Yes, alas, we lose muscle.
Use it or lose it.
Even if we exercise, it doesn't quite make up for the normal, alas, muscle loss.
Exactly.
But we can, with exercise, we can keep fitter and wiser and better.
Exactly. You can slow the aging process through consistent exercise. Sarcopenia is the natural loss of muscle mass.
Loss of muscle,
yes, ma'am.
yes.
And while it happens, you can slow the rate of muscle loss.
Yes.
So, you know, one of the most important things is really to get involved in a consistent exercise program.
Yes, and if you can exercise with other people, I think that can make it fun.
Well, some people are social and enjoy group exercise, while some people would rather do it in the privacy of their homes. So there are videos that are good to practice at home, and there's a lot of excellent group classes that to help reduce, that you can get out and make it a social function as well.
I like to encourage my patients to make it a social function for many reasons. Not least one of them is that if they didn't show up for the group one day, the group would say, "Where's Mary? Where's John?" and would go and find out why they hadn't shown up. So for me, I used to strongly encourage my patients to be very sociable, even if they didn't feel like it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I know. So, and do you think staying stronger, staying more flexible, would that help our balance?
Well, there's 4 components of a fall prevention exercise program, and flexibility and range of motion exercises are definitely one component.
Right.
We need to stretch more as we age.
Yes. The cat does it. Animals do it. You see animals stretch. We need to, yes, we need to stretch.
Absolutely. I mean, how many people are as flexible as we used to be?
No.
I mean, honestly. So flexibility is one component. Strengthening is another. Dr. Rose says that our legs are our fall prevention muscles.
Oh, yes.
So the ability.
The big muscles.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And so that's important. And of course, we need to challenge our balance. And we need to challenge our balance safely.
Yes.
So, and endurance. So we need to build our endurance. So those are the 4 components of the fall prevention exercise program. It's flexibility, strength, balance, and endurance training.
That's excellent. That's very good, and that's very clear. You know, people can really get a hold of that.
Yes, it should be a well-rounded program. Walking is wonderful, but just a walking program alone is not going to reduce the risk of a fall.
No, it'll help, but you need more than that.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I believe, and I've told my patients quite often, to help their balance, when you brush your teeth in the morning, stand on one leg.
Well,
and, you know, alternate, and believe it or not, it does actually help. Just the point being that you're doing something else and you're having to balance.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So it's a simple,
Multitasking.
simple thing, but that I think we can do, and I think if you do something often, if you do it every day, you have to commit, and
Absolutely.
that helps.
Absolutely. Stretching, do some sort of activity every day, even if it is just, stretching your hamstrings.
Yes. Oh, that's an important one, isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now, the balance training, when you're going to challenge your balance, it's a lot more than just standing on one leg. That is wonderful, but we have the different sensory systems involved
Yes.
in our balance, the body systems, and they need to be challenged in a progressive manner because we
Yes.
all have faced different challenges growing up in the aging process and have different limitations.
Right. Could you describe that now? How would you challenge the various aspects?
Well, there's the three body systems involved in balance are vision, so we need to challenge our vision, our vestibular, which is our inner ear, that's very involved in our balance, and our somatosensory system, which you had mentioned before, the proprioceptors.
Yes.
And so those are the three body systems, very important in balance, sensory related.
Right.
And so we need to challenge those. And if you have limitations such as neuropathy, peripheral neuropathy from
common in diabetes,
absolutely.
alas. Yes.
So that's going to make it very difficult for you to feel the contact between your feet and the ground.
Your foot and the ground,
yes,
that's right.
So that's an increased fall risk immediately.
Yes.
So if that's the case, then you need to really challenge your other two body systems, the other body systems involved in your balance, to really work on that vision training and the vestibular. So the Fallproof training program approaches the different sensory systems.
So how would you
multisensory
challenge
training.
your vision then?
Okay, vision, it's really, well, you know that the loss of vision, we're a very vision dependent society. We really rely on visual input to determine our balance. So it's tracking objects through your field of vision. Dr. Rose highly recommends focusing on a vertical target. And as you look at a vertical target, it should be right at eye level, and you're looking straight at it, and that actually transfers into better posture because you will fall in the direction that you're looking. So if you're looking at the ground, you generally will fall forward. So if you're holding your head up high and you're looking forward, then you're holding yourself better and better posture. Posture is definitely related to increased risk of falls.
Oh, yes.
So training the vision to always look at a vertical target, even when you turn your head, to find another vertical target to the right, and just that stabilizes the head, which activates the vestibular system when you turn your head and your eyes. So it's complicated, but it can be very easy to train.
And you know, something else that people need to keep in mind is the risk of the multifocal eyeglasses.
Oh, yes.
Because I have known a number of people who get new, either maybe bifocals or multifocal, as mine are, you know, where it's graded, and they come away from the optometrist, they start to go down steps, and when they look down, the steps are out of focus, so they fall.
Absolutely.
So this can be a real hazard. You need to be so careful if you get new eyeglasses. Just be very aware of that.
Fall prevention, I was doing my research for my thesis over the summer and read a study on that, specifically on the bifocals and the increased risk of falls. So they're really recommending unifocal glasses.
Yes, well, you can learn to live with these.
Absolutely.
But you do need to be careful. And
just be aware, just increase the awareness.
Absolutely. Now, you've talked about the different systems involved, you've talked about the body. What about older adults? Would you recommend they have their medications checked?
Oh, absolutely. Multiple causes of falls includes medication management. It's been identified that people that are taking 4 or more medications are 4 times more likely to fall than those who are just taking, say, one medication. And the older that we get, the more need for the prescription medications. So it's very important to be aware of the effect that each medication has on your body system, because what's the #1 side effect of most medications? Dizziness. Dizziness and fatigue, exactly.
Yeah. And in older adults, confusion, unfortunately.
Exactly.
That's a very common problem, a common symptom in older adults, and can be caused by medications, whether they be by prescription, bought over the counter at the pharmacy, alternative or herbal remedies. Any or all of the above can have side effects and cause dizziness, confusion, drop in blood pressure even, and the person falls.
Exactly.
So medication is very important.
Very important.
But not to think just about prescription. Think about everything the person takes, everything that passes their lips.
Yes, they recommend a brown bag day where you take all of your medication, everything you're taking, your herbal stuff, your vitamins,
everything, that's right.
And take it to your pharmacist or your doctor,
Yes,
and make sure that the medications aren't, you know, increasing each other's effect, some aren't canceling others out.
That's right. That's a very good thing to do. That's so important, and you could save someone a lot of trouble. Now, but what about alcohol use? Is that an issue?
Oh, absolutely.
With falls?
Well, you can tell by the different body systems involved in balance that it's a very intricate messenger system.
Yes.
So we're getting feedback from our environment, and it's got to go up to the brain. The brain's got to quickly relay. It's action and reaction. So it's the ability to react in a quick manner. So if alcohol is just going to decrease that effect. It's going to affect your central nervous system, and it can really
slows your reaction time. It can make you dizzy.
Make you stumble. Yes.
Absolutely, you can. Yes, and set your whole balance off.
Absolutely.
So older adults would need to be very careful then about how much alcohol they drink.
Absolutely, and the timing of it, you know, you don't want to be up doing things. And it's the same thing with medications. If you're taking medications, know that this particular pill makes you tired, then you don't really need to be up cleaning your house when you know that you just took that medication. And the same with alcohol, and just know the combined effect that the two have.
Right, so that's an important one. So now, could you, to avoid falls as we age, you've given us some very good tips. Can you add anything to that?
Well, yeah, it's your body is your vessel through this life. So you want to make sure that you're nourishing your body. Food to the body is like gasoline to your car, and oil to the body. I mean, water to the body is like oil to your engine.
Absolutely.
You know, so it keeps everything running smoothly.
Right. And just plain water.
Just plain water.
Very important, I think.
Not coffee, not tea.
No, and not the sort of power drinks and the carbonated beverages and whatever. Absolutely. Just plain water is really important.
They strongly recommend half of your body weight in fluid ounces a day. Because you and I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm going to need a lot more water. Yes. You know, and so it really is important that each person is drinking half of their body weight in fluid ounces of water each day.
But you know, always check with your doctor if you're on, for instance, a diuretic, which is to get rid of fluid. So you have to be just a little bit careful about that. But yes, I totally agree. And one of the problems is, as we get older, the thirst sensation gets less. And that means that we can get very dehydrated. And I have seen quite a number of older adults when I practiced for a while in Lubbock, Texas, which is high and dry, very dry. And we would have elderly people brought into the emergency room, and they were dehydrated. They would be confused, they would be stumbling. Yeah. And if we put up an IV, rehydrated them, most of them would recover. And I was very impressed, because the point was, in Lubbock, it was so hot and dry, with every breath you can lose moisture. So I think that's a very good point. Good diet, good eating, stay hydrated.
And get plenty of sleep.
Oh, yes.
And get plenty of sleep, because a lot of people, you know, we're tired and we're just going through your life. You're not paying attention to what you're doing. And it's just these little things. If you're doing too many things and you're tired, you're not paying attention to your balance. It's the last thing, and that would be the first to go.
That's right. That's very important. And one of the, I think, more miserable things about modern living is you can be very tired but wired.
Yes.
Where you're so tired and you would love to go to sleep, and you have to find some way to kind of de-stress. And again, I think your stretching and some of the exercises that I would think you would recommend would be just powerful you know, release endorphins throughout the body and just...
Exercise requires effort. So when you're,
Yes.
you're exerting your effort into exercise, you get tired. And your
Yes.
body adapts to the demands. So you will adapt to the demands.
Which is really good. So, do you want to give us some examples of exercises that are especially good for preventing falls?
Well, I have the basic 5 exercises that I really recommend on my DVD series.
And you've got your DVDs,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
these are your
Yes.
exercises. Yes.
Flexibility,
yes.
day 1 for flexibility.
Great.
And through each DVD, I just really recommend basic 5 exercises and hand squeezes, just squeezing our hands. Circles, I'm real big with circles, or wrist
Yes.
circles, because if you do stick your hand out to catch yourself, it's good that you don't break your wrist. Arm circles and ankle circles. I'm really big with the ankle circles. In my research for my thesis, it was discovered that 55% of adults over the age of 55 lose 1/3 of their ankle flexibility.
Yes.
So if we
yes.
react to life's imbalances, uneven surfaces,
Oh
and
my
you don't
goodness.
have the flexibility in your ankle, the risk of falling
You're
is
at a
huge.
disadvantage
Exactly.
terrifically,
Right
I know.
from the beginning.
And you know, it sounds to me as if those exercises could actually be done sitting down.
Absolutely, yes. My
So-
DVD series is done while seated, so we don't even get out of the chair.
Oh my
So that's an
goodness.
excuse. It's amazing how many things you can do from the
Yes.
seated position.
But no, that's brilliant, because, you know, I was thinking of my various patients who were in a wheelchair or
Yes.
maybe in a nursing home who are not very fit, and they can still do these exercises and benefit from them.
Absolutely. It's back to the basics. You know, it's flexibility and strengthening and postural awareness, really being aware of your posture.
Yes.
You know, because bad
Yes.
posture, we've all seen, you know, the posture associated with aging, and that's the center of gravity is off balance. So,
Yes.
so your risk of falling is increased.
Yes, that's
So by
right.
carrying yourself in proper posture, then you automatically reduce your risk of a fall.
Oh yes, that's very important.
So yeah, there's lots of flexibility exercises, just keeping the blood circulating. Hamstring stretch is one of my absolute
Very
favorite.
important.
Because if you sit a lot during the day, you get tight hamstrings.
Yes.
And tight hamstrings are directly related to low back pain.
Absolutely,
So you kill
you're
two
right.
birds with one stone with
You're
that.
absolutely correct. And you know, funny you should say that, because I've just been attending a back clinic.
Okay.
And they have been putting us through lots of exercises, really great stuff. But she, the instructor, she said the most important exercise is the hamstring stretch.
Absolutely.
And she was having us do it in different ways, standing, lying, you know, as you can do it. So it's very interesting to hear you say that.
Yes.
Because I know it helps with the low back. And that's so common.
And then our walking gait too, lower body flexibility and strength really affects our walking gait. So a lot of falls don't happen from the seated position, they happen when we're walking. So
Yes.
as you lose your lower body flexibility and your lower body strength, that increases your risk of falling. So
Yes.
you want to keep the legs strong and flexible. Ankle flexibility, calves nice and strong, so you pick up those toes, you're not dragging them in the walking gait.
That's great. That's
ma'am.
excellent. So what are some of your other DVDs? That was flexibility.
And I have 2 days of strengthening.
Strength.
Yes.
Okay.
And both of them use a resistance band.
Oh, yes.
And this is included with the purchase. So you have the
Okay.
Take 5 to exercise resistance band.
And yes.
Day 2, I use some dumbbells, or you can use soup cans to use them.
Right.
So it's upper body and lower body.
What weight do you start with in the dumbbells?
Just a very lightweight.
2
just
pounds,
a light,
something?
2 pounds would be good, because you're just using some upper body
I'm
stuff.
up to 5 pounds with mine.
I like to hear that. You're increasing
I
the weight.
started
You just
with 2
exactly.
pounds. Oh my goodness.
And that's the way you want to do it. You want to start slowly
Yes.
and increase gradually
Yes.
and listen to your body.
But challenge yourself a bit.
Yes.
Not to the point of pain,
No.
you know, but just challenge.
The no pain, no gain is out.
Yes,
We're in the
good.
pain-free zone now.
Good. I like that. So that's your 2 of strength.
2 days of strengthening. Day 3, I do work on posture.
Yes.
So I'm really, I teach some very important postural exercises that increase the strength in the muscles between your shoulder blades. So you
Yes.
can you have the ability to hold yourself upright. And day 5 is about maintenance. So I really do a lot of shoulder and hip exercises on here.
Very good.
So
very good, yes.
put them into 5 days just so you do something each day.
Something, exactly.
Just a little, so you watch day 1 and then on day 1 and then day 2. So you're doing something each day. However, the feedback I've gotten is everybody loves day 1.
The flexibility.
They do the flexibility,
yes.
and they'll do that one and then a strengthening DVD or something like that. So,
Good.
but in each DVD, we do the basic 5 exercises. And
That's good, yes.
Increase your education.
And the thing is, once you get them into your routine, it's much easier. I think that's the difficult thing. You know, you're so busy, you're dashing off doing this, doing that. But if you can get, and I would imagine even if you could get 10 minutes in the morning, maybe 10 minutes after lunchtime or whatever, even if it was broken up a bit with, you know, someone who was very busy, you would get benefit.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's
5 in the
great.
morning, 5 at night.
Yeah, that's
Take
great.
5.
Take 5. And I've also read that Tai Chi is particularly good for balance.
Yes, that is. Tai Chi is it's very good, and it teaches a lot of the similar concepts of Fallproof. It's difficult though. Tai Chi can be challenging, so
yes.
give it a shot. It might not be for everybody.
No, fair enough. But it's one of the, you know, it's been written about in studies that Tai Chi is very good, and the concept of connecting back with the earth and the strength and the reaching out to the sun. It's all, you know, the psyche, it's good for the psyche.
Yes, absolutely.
Isn't
And it
it
teaches good concentration and body awareness.
Yes, very important. Well, you know, I think that's been absolutely wonderful, but do you have any other tips for staying fit, functional, and fall-free?
Just do something that you enjoy. Find something you do and try to do something every day, even if it's just doing a hamstring stretch, some wrist circles. Find something you enjoy and do it every day.
I think that's wonderful. Well, I've really enjoyed what you had to say, and I would like to thank you for being my guest. That's been great.
Thank you, Dr.
And I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope something useful you've found something useful here. So goodbye from Older, Fitter, Wiser, and I wish you and yours good health and happiness.